Hi friends, we're going to be working today on adding and subtracting fractions with like denominators. And this skill might be something that you're familiar with, which is great, and we're going to add on a little bit to that idea today with the subtraction. So I want you to remember that you already know how to create models using pictures. You already know how to decompose fractions using unit fractions. And we all know that unit fractions have a numerator of
1.
1, that's right. And we know we can write expressions using unit fractions and other combinations. Today, we're going to try adding and subtracting fractions with like denominators. And like denominators are denominators that are the same. So one example of that would be 1/8 and 2/8. Or we could say 1/10 and 3/10. Or we can say 1/5 and 4/5. All of these have the same denominator. Each color shows a fraction pair that has the same denominator. So let's try adding and subtracting these fractions with like denominators, and we can always refer back to our models if we need them. So 3/5 plus 2/5. Now I know that my denominator is going to stay the same because we're talking about one full pie. So my pie has fifths, and right now I'm referring back to my model of pictures just as a reminder of what I could do if I wasn't sure. So 3/5 will make red. So I have 1, 2, 3/5 that are red, and I have 2/5 that are green. So all together, how many pieces do I have?
1 whole.
1 whole, and it is
5
pieces.
Of the pie.
Of the pie. 5 out of 5 equals 1 whole. Now we're going to try the same thing with a 1 whole. Now, here's the tricky part. We have to change that 1 whole to have a denominator, to make it a fraction. Now I see that my denominator here is fifths. So I'm going to keep the same denominator. Blank fifths minus 5/5. Now, I'm wondering, how many fifths do I have in my numerator if it's 1 whole? So I'm looking back at my picture. This is also 1 whole, and I'm looking to see how many pieces there are. So I see that there are 5 pieces, and I know 5 out of 5 is still 1 whole. So we transfer that 1 whole to a fraction. So now we can subtract 5/5 minus 1/5. I'm going to keep my denominator the same, and 5 minus 1 is
4.
4. So 4/5 is our answer. We're going to try one more addition and then one more subtraction. 5/8 plus 2/8. So my common denominator, like denominator, is 8. And now I look at my numerators, 5 and 2, to add them together. And I'm going to draw another model just as a reminder. And this time I'm going to split my pieces into eighths because my denominator is 8. So 5/8 plus 2/8. So I'm going to make my 5/8 red. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red pieces. And I'm going to make my 2/8 green. I have 1, 2 pieces that are green. So all together, I can count how many total pieces I have. So 5/8 plus 2/8 equals 7/8. Okay? One more subtraction. 7/10 minus 3/10. So my common denominator is 10. And I know now that I just have to subtract the numerator, 7 and 3. 7 minus 3 equals 4/10. And I can always draw a picture to represent it. So I know I can draw a box and split it into 10 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now I have 7 of them, so I'm going to make the 7 red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I need to take away 3 of those pieces that are shaded. So in green, I'm going to cross out those 3 pieces. Gone, gone, and gone. So now I look and ask, well, how many shaded pieces do I have left? I have 4 out of 10 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4 left. I'm going to show you one more way to think about adding and subtracting using the decomposing fractions. So 7/10, I'm going to use unit fractions. 7/10 equals, you know what, I'm going to use red so we stay in those same colors. 7/10 equals 1/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/10 all the way up to 7/10. So you write that down as I'm finishing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 1/10. Now we have to subtract 4/10. Excuse me, 3/10. So I write, decompose it 1/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/10. Now I see they have these in common, so I can take them away. So how many tenths do I have left? I have 1, 2, 3, 4/10 left, which also matches my answer. So now we have 3 different ways to think about adding and subtracting fractions. We can draw pictures, we can decompose fractions, and we can use mental math by identifying the numerators and then adding and subtracting. And your challenge tonight is to try to subtract 1 whole minus 4/10.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.